coronavirus admitted to the IDH. Investigations commence on the group of tourists that the coronavirus patient accompanied. 600 people who arrived from South Korea, Iran and Italy sent to quarantine centers. Condition of the Sri Lanka University student becomes positive. Britain's junior health minister diagnosed with coronavirus. Hello there, very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on TV1. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Martin Satyanesan. Let's start off with a look at your lead story. The President's Media Division confirmed the first Sri Lankan case of the novel coronavirus or COVID-19.
In a statement, the PMD said Director General of Health Services Dr. Anil Jasinghe confirmed a 52-year-old Sri Lankan tour guide tested positive for the coronavirus. The PMD said the Sri Lankan man had taken a group of Italians on tour in Sri Lanka. Accordingly, the man was quarantined and necessary treatment is provided. Authorities have launched an operation to locate the places visited by the tour group and the people they made contact with. The President's Media Division said as there is a possible risk of the virus spreading in Sri Lanka, general public is requested to support all efforts taken by authorities to prevent the spread of the virus. The government says a streamlined process is in place to combat the spread of the coronavirus in Sri Lanka. The PMD said all passengers arriving from South Korea, Iran and Italy will be directly sent to quarantine and all passengers arriving in Sri Lanka are expected to support the authorities.
In one of your headline-making stories, more than 600 people who arrived in the island from overseas were directed for quarantine at the Batikulo campus and the Kandakadu Center.
In a statement, the PMD said Director General of Health Services Dr. Anil Jasinghe confirmed a 52-year-old Sri Lankan tour guide tested positive for the coronavirus. More than 600 people who arrived in the island from overseas were directed to quarantine at the Batikulo campus and the Kandakadu Center. 450 people from today's group of 600 were sent to the quarantine centers in 17 dedicated buses, while 150 people will be directed to those centers thereafter. According to reports, the passengers have flown to Sri Lanka from Italy, Iran and South Korea via Dubai, Qatar, Malaysia, Thailand and Singapore.
Meanwhile, the Army is requesting the general public to assist them in the quarantine program commenced for people who arrived from South Korea, Italy and Iran. Issuing a statement, the Army said due to the opposition from certain people on fear of spreading the coronavirus, the progress on the program is hampered.
The individuals who arrived a few days ago have received all possible facilities the Sri Lanka Army can provide. Their body temperatures are checked twice a day by doctors. Meanwhile, the quarantine process should reduce the chances of spreading, even though some individuals do not like the quarantine process. However, these are Sri Lankans and it is our duty to protect them.
What are the symptoms of rapidly spreading COVID-19? Infectious diseases physician Dr. Sanjay Senanayake spoke to Newsfirst.
So the most common symptoms of coronavirus are fever and cough, and after that a whole lot of other symptoms can occur, such as shortness of breath, muscle aches and pains, sore throat, diarrhea, etc. Now the only problem with that is you get all those symptoms in a lot of other infections, such as flu, which we see quite commonly. So that makes it a bit difficult to diagnose. We believe that this spreads via droplets. So when people sneeze or cough, they produce droplets of mucus and they contain virus particles. None of us have been exposed to this virus in the world before, so we're all susceptible to it. We know that 80% of people have a mild infection. It's those people who are particularly over 60 and who have other health problems, so blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, cancer, those sorts of things. Now, if you have a mild illness, it'll last about 2 weeks. If you have a more serious, severe illness, it could last anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks.
As at 10:30 a.m. this morning, the stock market was up due to bargain hunting after it recorded an 8-year low yesterday. Analysts said the market was trading weaker due to the foreign investors exiting from the risky assets due to the impact of the coronavirus outbreak yesterday.
So yesterday we saw a huge decline in the market. Over 200 points the ASPI fell, and the SLP fell over 5% of the index, triggering a trading halt as well. There was heavy foreign participation with a significant amount of foreign selling pressure that entered the market with the coronavirus and the surrounding situation worldwide. However, today we've seen a rather reversal in the overall index. So we've seen so far the index has reversed about 57 points, and in terms of percentage, 1.13% of the index has reversed. So we are seeing bargain hunting momentum mostly among the local investors during the day.
Let's now take a look at currency movements.
Leader of the Samagi Jana Balawegaya, Sajith Premadasa, stated that the government has failed to put a stop to university ragging. He expressed these views at a rally that was held in Galigamuwa yesterday.
The rally was organized by the UNP organizer for the Galigamuwa electorate, Suresh Somadasa. A talented university student is admitted to the ICU as a result of university ragging. They spoke a lot about stopping university ragging. What will happen to the students who are suffering from ragging? Each year, thousands of people leave the university education. They leave because they cannot handle university ragging. Some people who said they will ensure national security can't even protect our university students.
වෙන්න කැබිනට් පත්‍රිකාවක් දාලා සම්පූර්ණයෙන් ඒක අහෝසි කරනවා. අද වෙනකක් නෑ. පොලිසියේ නිලධාරී මහත්මීන්ට දෙනවා කියපු 15000.
Here are some of the views expressed regarding the crisis within the Sri Lanka Freedom Party and the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna.
ඇත්තටම ශ්‍රී ලංකා පොදුජන පෙරමුණ
The SLPP has become a strong political force in this country. Even if they contest alone, they can get a two-thirds majority. The reason why we let the SLFP contest the election under our party, despite the objections of many of our party supporters, is because they supported us during the presidential election. In my opinion, SLFP members who contest the general election under us better not be an obstacle for our party supporters. If not, the people will respond to that on the day of the election. They should be careful when they speak.
දානමක් තියෙනවා කියලා තමයි අපිට පේන්නේ. ඒක නිසා කට පරිස්සම් කරගන්න එක බොහොම හොඳයි කියන එකයි අපිට මේ වෙලාවේ කියන්න තියෙන්නේ.
දැන් අපි කණ්ඩායමක් හැටියට ජයග්‍රහණය කරන්න හදනවා නම්
If we are working as a team, we all must have one common agreement. By speaking against SLFPers, that faction of the party gets discouraged. The SLFPers have a suspicion that after the nominations have been handed over, they will be treated unfairly. So there is an idea for the SLFP to contest independently because the SLFP has a voter base of 1.7 million.
වෙනම තරඟ කරයි කියලා අපිට එහෙම ගැටලුවකුත් නැහැ අත් වශයෙන්. මොකද හේතුව ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පක්ෂයටම වෙච්ච ඡන්ද ලක්ෂ 17කට ආසන්න සංඛ්‍යාවක් තියෙනවා.
Meanwhile, 2 UNP municipal councillors have been suspended from the Kalutara Urban Council.
The two councillors who were suspended are Fazlan Feroz and Jaufar Maharoof. The two councillors had left the monthly council meeting after making special statements yesterday. Why are we suspended? We haven't done anything against our party. We will always fight for the UNP. We are ready to sacrifice anything for this party. General Secretary Akila Viraj Karyavasam had issued a letter to the returning officer stating he has been suspended because he acted against the party, making sure a chairman will never be appointed from the UNP, and he used his vote against every proposal we brought forward. If we look into this matter with more attention, we can see that all of these actions were taken by the chairman Amir Nazir and the Kalutara seat organizer Lakshman Vijayamanna. This is not a decision taken by Sirikota. We are disappointed. If we leave this party, we will stay at home. When I spoke with Akila Viraj, he said that Lakshman Vijayamanna had told him that he will leave if I was not suspended. When News First inquired regarding this matter from Lakshman Vijayamanna, he said that the two councillors were suspended as a disciplinary action.
Those are the views expressed in terms of the two municipal council or the urban council councillors who have been suspended from the Kalutara Municipal Council. Moving along, according to hospital sources, the first-year student from the Faculty of Management of the University of Jawaharlal, who is currently receiving treatment at the intensive care unit of the Colombo National Hospital, is now in a state of recovery. A hospital spokesperson stated the student is retained in the ICU for further treatment. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka police have obtained statements from 6 students of the Jawaharlal University in relation to this incident. They further stated that a statement from the injured student's sibling has been also recorded. Investigations into this matter are being carried out by the Special Crimes Division unit of the Mirihana Police. Officials said the student had attended a party organized for the freshers of the management faculty on the 5th of March, which ended at 8:30 p.m. However, the student in question and others had remained within the premises till approximately midnight. One of his friends said that the accident occurred when Pasindi Hirushan was hit by a tire which was toppled from above him when he went to drink water. Meanwhile, the new Vallavatta Battaramulla passenger boat service commenced today.
The chairman of the Sri Lanka Land Reclamation and Development Corporation, Major General M.R.W. De Souza, said the service will be in operation in every half an hour from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. He noted 16 passengers can travel at a time in a vessel. The new boat service was commenced to reduce the traffic congestion.
Moving on to international news, the United States warned the Taliban yesterday that the current high level of violence by the insurgents was not conducive to advancing the peace process as the United Nations Security Council backed a US-led push-up to end Afghanistan's 18-year-old war. At 1:55. Until then, take care.